Good morning, students. How are you? So I just want to thank everybody, or those of you who logged into the video yesterday. I did check the views, and there were several of you who did log in. I do understand that there were several people that had issues logging in, so I went in and changed the settings. I think it could have been the Google platform. Since there are so many of us using Google Classrooms, I think that there was just maybe it was glitching yesterday. So if for some reason you were unable to access the video from yesterday, I did put a different link, a different post. I posted something at 9 something after I was done editing the video. And then I went back in around 5 o'clock, 4:35, somewhere in there, and I made a separate post above that. So try to go back in to the very top post and see if it will not let you click on it. I clicked on it several times and it just came up for me. And I also had a couple other students who had trouble earlier, and I emailed them back and I said, click on it now and see if you are able to get in. And then just several people comment below the video itself. It let me in. So again, just try it and see if it will let you in. It was just some basic information just telling you that I'm working on your 4-year plans on this side of the computer, and you should be able to see any comments that I make on your plan. So let's talk about plans really quickly. Now, 4-year plans are not to be confused with registration. Your registration forms that you filled out have been sent over to West Brunswick. Those counselors came over and picked up your forms. They are going to be working on registration while everybody's out working. They're going to be working on it. But remember what we talked about. They register according to seniors, juniors, sophomore, and then freshmen. So they haven't probably even started working on yours just yet. They have them in hand so that they can work on them. So no classes have been scheduled. Nothing has happened quite yet. They just have them in hand and they are waiting to get through their list. Seniors, juniors, sophomore, freshmen. They will get to you at some point. So do not panic. Do not feel anxiety or anything of that nature. They are working on it. What Miss Wilson is doing, which is slightly related to registration, is I'm looking at your registration forms for 9th grade, and I'm making sure that the work we did in your social studies classes line up to the registration form that you filled in for 9th grade. If I see that you might have selected English 1, but your English teacher has signed beside your registration form that says English 1 honors, I am asking you to go in and change my form so that your 4-year plan will line up to what your registration form says for 9th grade. So I'm looking at that 9th grade registration form and I'm comparing it to the 4-year plan 9th grade year that we worked on when I was in your classes. Now, I do realize at Charlotte Middle that I didn't get to your classes just yet to do that piece. I was coming the 24th and the 26th of March, I believe, to Mrs. Cheers and Mrs. Moss's classes. So I have not gotten to you just yet. Because I didn't come to you in person, I am going to do video tutorials on how to work that 4-year plan. I'm going to go over the PowerPoint that I would have gone over with the other schools. And then I'm going to walk you through that form, how to set up that 9th grade year, and then how to project out for 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. As you have questions and as I make comments, and again, the way to find out if Miss Wilson made a comment on your paper is to look at your little cells. And if you see a little orange, yellow triangle in the top right-hand corner of the cell, that means there's a comment there. If you click on it or hover over it, you should see what I ask you. Most times it is asking you, or it will say, as per your registration form, your teacher signed you up for honors English. Will you please make the adjustment to this cell that says regular English? And then it will say, also make the change to your following Englishes. So if you signed up for English 1 and your teacher wants you to take Honors English 1 in 9th grade, I'm asking you to change 10th grade to Honors English 2, because the way we do it is we normally keep that pattern. Remember, we talked about the pattern. If you start here, you typically stay there unless there's something just far beyond the control of anybody that happens to, kick you out of that honors level program. Most times we just stay consistent across the board all 4 years of high school. If that changes at some point, remember, the 4-year plan is a plan, and plans can change. We can go in and we can make adjustments to the 4-year plan. Now, registration forms we are not adjusting because they are now over in the hands of your counselors at the high school. But we can make adjustments on that 4-year plan at will. That sheet is very open. It's very flexible. We can make any adjustments. I can make adjustments from my side, but I prefer you to make the adjustments. I'm going to make a suggestion in a comment, and I want you to make the adjustment to your plan. This is your plan. It's not Miss Wilson's plan. This is your plan, whoever you are and whatever class you're in. Now, in order to make adjustments to your registration forms, that has to be handled through West Brunswick. But again, they haven't gotten to you guys yet. There's seniors, juniors, sophomore, freshmen. They'll get to you eventually. Wait until you get your freshman schedules to make sure that there are some changes that you would like to make. And in that instance, your parents would need to contact the counselors. Not right now. You're going to go to a freshman orientation. And when you go to freshman orientation, they're going to give you a copy of your schedule. They'll even probably let you walk out your schedule. And then you will be able to have your parents request for a change. So we're not going to do that right now. We're not going to panic right now. We're just going to keep working on our plans so that they look very well for our high school career. Now, if you want to access the guide, if you do not have a copy of the physical guide, there is a link on my Google Classroom for the guide online, and it's in English and it is also in Spanish. So you can, if you need the English version, there's a link for that. If you need the Spanish version, there's a link for that. Click on the one link and then it will take you to the 2 versions. There's English and Spanish. So whichever one you need, you'll click on that particular link. So I just wanted to tell you that I'm working my way through. I've gotten 3 classes done at Cedar Grove. So I'm working on my 4th class for Mrs. Bryant's class. I've got Core 1, Core 2, and Core 3 done for Bryant. I'm working on Core 4 for Bryant, and then I will jump to Reed Core 3 and 4. Then I will move to Waccamaw, and I'll do Zing 1, 2, and 3, and then I'll move to Shallotte Middle. The reason that I'm waiting to do Shallotte is because I had not been into your class physically to do the elective pieces. We do have the core pieces done, so I'll go back in and check those core pieces. And then what I'll do is just make comments to make adjustments on those core courses. For Shallotte, we just hadn't gotten to that elective part yet. But at Cedar Grove and Waccamaw, I had gotten to that part with the students already. So I'm working Cedar Grove, Waccamaw, then I'll come back down to Shallotte. But I'm working every day to get those classes done, get my comments in. But it is up to you to go in and look at that course guide and be able to say, hey, based on my career cluster survey results, I probably would fit well in this class. Look at all class descriptions and make a conscious choice based on those descriptions. And again, those results for the career cluster survey. Also keep in mind your interest inventory survey results, which should be at the bottom of your 4-year plan. If you did not take the interest inventory or the career cluster survey, There is a link also on Google Classroom for each of those individually. I will also send you an email or a message via Google Classroom that says your career cluster survey is missing. Please click on this link to complete it and log in your results. So everything you need that we worked on this whole year, starting in September till now, is on Ms. Wilson's Google Classroom. That will be the medium to which we will exchange and have conversation. You can also email me. I will get an email every time a comment is left on my Google Classroom, and I do try to get back to answer those questions. In addition, if anybody wants to do a Google Meet conference to help you, Ms. Wilson will schedule. I can schedule Google Meets in 30-minute increments. You will need to have your guide up, the one that I linked for you online. You will need to have your 4-year plan via your Google Drive up, and I will have your 4-year plan up on my side, and then we can walk through those courses. If your parents can be available to sit with us as we go through and look as we're planning for years 10, 11, and 12, that would be helpful. But if you need to meet with me via Google Meet, we can set up a scheduled time for 30-minute increments and then work those plans that way. But you should be able to, after we have walked through some of this together, to go back and address the comments that I made. And once you address it, click resolve. And then it will send me an email saying, Barbara Brown has resolved this issue. And I'll go back and check it, and it'll be perfect, no problem. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys for today. We are all trying to navigate things. I know some of you are getting done with your lessons from your teachers very early. And so you can go back and look at the 4-year plans as you have time. Again, I'm putting those comments in, and as you make adjustments, just hit resolve, and that will clear up what I saw on my side for you to clear up on your side. As far as elective classes, the only issues that I'm seeing are prerequisite classes. Like I saw some students sign up for Carpentry 1, but they did not anticipate Core and Sustainables. So remember, Core and Sustainables is the prerequisite to Carpentry 1. So if you do not have Core and Sustainables anywhere on your form, then Ms. Wilson clicked on Carpentry 1, and I said, please remember that this prerequisite for Carpentry 1 is Core and Sustainables. Please select that class first and then add in Carpentry. And then the other thing that I was seeing is people trying to take the same PE class more than one time. You can only take the class one time. So on your schedule, it should not say weightlifting, 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 weightlifting. You can only take weightlifting one time. Weightlifting and conditioning one time. So you'll have to find something else in the PE department, which they have options starting on page 48 and 49 if you want to take an additional PE class. But you cannot take weightlifting every single year. They only offer it one time for 1 credit. So again, go back and look to see what your other options are. You have leisure sports, you have advanced team sports, you have total body fitness, you have sports medicine 1 and 2. So there are some additional offerings in the PE department. However, you can only take the class one time. And that is once you pass Healthful Living in PE with a grade of C or better. Remember, they said that in the meetings when the West came over and did their meetings. Your PE representative made that statement, and it's also in the course guide. So if you have questions about a class, go back into your course guide and figure out, based on that summary information, if you are eligible to take that class. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. Please be looking to make sure if you're getting emails that say Ms. Wilson left you a comment, that's what those comments are. I'm going back now and looking at every single plan, course by course. And with over 500 of you guys, that's just taken me some time. And I'm not only looking at ninth grade year, I'm looking at every year while I have your plans pulled up. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave me a comment down below, or also you can zip me an email to say, Miss Wilson, I don't understand, or can you please explain? That would be no problem. I do pray that everybody is well. Stay safe, wash your hands, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.